part one of my experience on extending my Jordanian tourist visa. I arrived in Jordan on the 25th of May 2024 and I have been here now. Today is the 20th. So I arrived on a Saturday, and because the weekend here in the Middle East in Jordan is Friday and Saturday, I know that the government offices that would be dealing with this would not be open even at the police station on a Friday or a Saturday. And today is Thursday, so I thought I would go in and I would make my application today. But today is the last day of Eid, it's Thursday. So we went to the closest police station to where I live with my cushion to prove my address. But when we got to that particular police station, that person, we got there about 12:30, and that person had gone home for the day because it's the last day of Eid and tomorrow is Friday. So going home early. So I suggested that we go to Abdali because I've heard online that going to Abdali is a good place to get your visa renewed because it's very central, very Western. Anyway, we arrive there and none of the signage is in English and none of the guards spoke English. So I handed over my passport, he wrote my name down in the log. I had to turn my phone down to silent and give him the phone, and then he put it in a little pigeonhole and gave me a card, so when I came out I could take the phone back, be given the phone back for security. That's absolutely fine. So thank God I had Al with me. We went in, and of course, because my address is in one suburb, which is the suburb next door, they would not start my process. He closed at 2 o'clock, and this was about 1 o'clock at this time. He would not start my process, but he would complete my process if I went to the original police station close to where I live, started the process there, and came back to him by 2 o'clock. He would be able to finalise it. Well, Al didn't say, yeah, we'd already been to the other police station and it's closed and the guy's not there and we can't do anything. So now I was in a really bad mood, a pretty vicious mood actually, to the point where I've never been illegal in any country. The guy says, you know, it's 1.5 JD for every day that you're over. Yeah, I absolutely know that. I have been here 28 days. I'm going to be here 70 days in total. So that means I've got 42 days left. I don't know how much the visa extension is going to cost me. One part of me thinks, do you then just stay with an overstay and then at the airport pay, you know, 70 or 80 JD to be let out of the country? But I don't want to have on my reputation, on my national number or my that I overstayed. So because I know that my 28 days is a Saturday is a weekend, I wanted to get it done early, so that's why I attempted to do it on the Thursday, and that was an epic fail. So now we'll have to try and attempt to do it on Sunday, so I will see how that goes. I've never been in a country that doesn't have a legitimate visa. It's new grounds for me. Okay, today is Ahad. Today is Sunday. So I went to start my visa renewal process. That had failed me last Thursday. So I'll arrive really early, about 9 o'clock, to make sure that we were at the police station, my local police station, for 10 o'clock. We went through that whole process, going through the big mesh gates, going in, getting ourselves signed in, having our phones taken off us, and being directed to the visa office. We went up to the visa office, and it was an office that was filled with 3 guys on the front desk and a chick for the cashier, accountant, and then 3 guys at the back and a chick all on desks, and huge rows of papers, files on the back wall. So we went there and we were guided to collect a form. The form we were guided to collect was the renewal of residency visa, even though that wasn't what I thought I was going for, because I'm going for an extended tourist visa. That's fine. Filled out the piece of paper. I was directed to go to Abdali police station to get the biometrics done. So we left, got to Abdali about half hour later. We did the paid parking for 1JD just because it's so much easier. We wandered across. We went through that whole process again. This time the guy did not sign us in at the security desk. He just took our phones. It was the same guy that serviced us on Thursday, because today's Sunday. Then from there we went straight to the next central office, next central desk, and instead of being directed down to the big corridor where all the offices are, we were directed to go into a little waiting room, an air-conditioned waiting room. So we waited there for a portion of time, maybe 20 minutes or so. The guy before us got called in, and then we were eventually called in, and we waited in some seats beside the biometrics room. And we waited and we waited and we waited and we waited. Anyway, so a few people had gone into the room and a few people had come out, but we didn't think that anybody was in the office. So Al said, go and stand in the doorway. So I went and I stood in the doorway and smiled, and then went back to my seat, and then within a few seconds this chick called me in. And she started my biometric screening, which was my fingerprints on an electronic machine. And then a face, it must have been just a camera, because then I had to move over to the iris scan, the eye scanner, and that was the hardest one, because normally it's on a adjustable, whatever, but it's overused clearly. This arm is broken, so you actually had to squat down to get your eyes in the right field. And he's going, keep your eyes open, wide eyes, wide eyes. Okay. Anyway, so it took at least a minute to scan my eyes. And so that was fine. She then put the 2 big red stamps on the back of my application, and then we headed back to my local police station. I missed a little bit at the first one, because at the first one we needed a copy of my passport and a copy of my cushion. Cushion is the land registry for the property that I own, so just a proof of residency, basically. So across the street at the masjid, at the mosque, is a little photocopy shop that is running a huge business. And so we went over there and we actually got 5 copies of the passport and the cushion, and just to have it on record. And then, of course, after we paid a JD&1 for that, Al said, we've got a photocopier at home, we could have done that at home. Anyway, no biggie. So we have finished at Abdali, we've come back to my local police station. We go through the whole process again, go upstairs. Is it upstairs? Yes, we go upstairs, sit in the waiting room, and then because I only wanted 6 weeks, you can only buy it a month at a time. So, and I came in on a Jordan pass. It was in theory it should have cost me 40 JD per month, but he only charged me 40 JD because I came in on a Jordan pass. So he probably thought the first month was covered by that, and so then I just had to wait a little while everybody was stamping, reading, clamping, and then I had to pay my 40 JD. I budgeted for the full 120 JD, expecting that the minimum that you could get is a 3 months extension, but he did it for a 4-month extension, so that to the 24th of August, even though I only need it to the 2nd of August. No big deal. At least it's in the bag, it's done and dusted. And my next question is, what will I do when I come back next time needing an 18 months, 2 year? I'll do another little rundown about what information was on the board that we noted for that to happen next time for 2025. So the whole thing of trying to get my visa extension, I'm actually really pleased that I had somebody who spoke Arabic. I watched a couple of other people, a guy from Asia and a guy from Latin America, and they really struggled. The police do not speak English. They will have limited words. Sit there, go there, stay there, wait. Just very limited single word directions. And it would have been really daunting. I'm really pleased that I had somebody there to support me.